Hey subscribers, what's going on? It is Wisdom WB and we are playing some Call of Duty Black Ops 3. And I'm here today to tell you a little about Call of Duty Black Ops 3 and how I feel about it. Uh, my last video was kind of stating in general about Call of Duty, and I want to kind of specifically talk about gun balance in this game, because we all know Call of Duty is what it's primed for is gun balance, and how fun that is. And is it good around this time around for Call of Duty Black Ops 3? Okay, let's start off with the time to kill. I would say the time to kill in this game is it's kind of between fast and slow, I would say, because you can get away from someone who's shooting you at first, and I don't know if anybody's a big fan of that. I think it's more balanced in that way because of the fact that it gives everybody a chance to, give a chance that you can actually turn around and run away, heal up for a second, and run back into the gunfight and see what you can do, so you can end up killing that person. And that's how I feel about the time to kill in this game. Is between fast and slow. It's kind of medium, and I really like that factor, that this time around, that it's in right in the goodness, that it's in that good feeling of, wow, I can escape, or I'm not skilled enough to turn around and kill that guy, or just reposition myself and think, how can I really come around and destroy my enemy. The guns in this game specifically, I think the guns in this game are really balanced. I feel that, at least I've tried pretty much all the assault rifles set for the Shiva. I've tried all of the SMGs. My favorite so far, and probably people are gonna disagree, is that I feel the Vesper and the Razorback, in my opinion, are my favorite SMGs, and they're just ridiculous how much damage they can output in a couple seconds. And just assault rifle wise, my favorite so far that I lean towards is the M8A7 and the Man-O-War. Those guns I feel really comfortable with, guys. I definitely suggest try them out. So just try every gun in general. SMGs, snipers, LMGs, like me using this LMG, the BRM, and here goes a little bit of that lag, which can get really annoying in the game if you have a bad Wi-Fi connection, and people in general can lag in this game, and it really is annoying. But hey, that's Call of Duty, and that's probably a factor that will never change unless everybody, simultaneously just, get a better connection. But not everybody can do that. A lot of Call of Duty players, and that'll be just a factor that will never change because people will never get a better connection. I feel what really dominates in this game, in particular, or what people lean towards, is more of the assault rifles. Because in this game, if you didn't know, the sizes of these maps, and obviously not considering Nuketown, are very medium-sized, bigger than usual Call of Duty games. They're not like ridiculous big, but they're noticeably big. Not to the point where it's like whoa big, like Battlefield in a way. But the SMGs have only certain maps that you can use them on. That's for sure. I know that for sure, because you don't go into a big map and you just run around with SMGs expecting 60 and 0. And you just got to change up your gameplay and style and feel towards these maps in particular. I would run majority of the maps in this game. I would have definitely run a assault rifle, LMG, and it really depends on the map. I would use the Razorback because the Razorback has really good range. The recoil is very manageable, so that's why I really like that SMG in particular. And a lot of people say the Kuda is like best SMG, or one of the best, or top tier SMGs. But for me, that's the gun I started using soon as I started playing Call of Duty, and I must just suck, or I don't know what it is, but I cannot get any kills with that gun. It's like anytime I start shooting at somebody, first it's like it has like a hit detection that's very late, or some of the bullets didn't register. And I mentioned that in my last video, that I don't know. For me, I feel like the CUDA, the bullet registration is just very late, or my bullets just doesn't register at all. I don't know. I just completely suck with the gun. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it is the gun. I don't know. And it was just frustrating that everybody on YouTube, pro players and everything, using this CUDA. Now I want to use it. I want to use it right, but I mean, eventually I'll be using the CUDA and show you some gameplay of that. I mean, I see gameplay when I think it's amazing, and when I use it, I think it's trash. I don't know. Maybe it's just after changing my playstyle. I don't know. Because in particular, I'm more of a defensive passive player. I'm very cautious and thinking of, is there an enemy around the corner? Always checking my surroundings, making sure I don't pop on the UAV, destroy UAVs whenever I can. So that's me. In particular, I've been using the Vesper lately, and it has a really good fire rate. And I feel it's really good because of the fact that it's a vertical recoil, so whenever you're trying to maintain it however you want, you're still going to get a headshot using that weapon, which is probably, I think, the fastest time to kill gun besides the Pharaoh, because up close that gun does a lot of serious damage. But the Vesper comes definitely second for time to kill, and that gun is really good. The recoil is on the really high side. I wouldn't recommend using it if you're not good with recoil management. So that's, you know, the Vesper, and that's probably like the best, maybe it's one of the top 3 SMGs out there. I know that for sure. A lot of people use it lately. It's one of the more popular ones, as well as the Razorback and the CUDA, those guns in particular. The assault rifles are very good in this game. Obviously, they've been good in every other Call of Duty this time around, but I feel like all guns in this game are very balanced out. I don't feel that all guns are super overpowered and this and that. And like I was saying, a lot of people say that M8A7 may be one of the more overpowered assault rifles or gun in the game, which I disagree with, because I feel just because it's a burst rifle, assault rifle, it's really good because of the fire rate, but in close range situations, sometimes you can win the fight, and sometimes you just can't because it's a burst rifle and you can't spray, and that's the con about using it, because you can't spray and pray and hope that you'll kill somebody close range, but you know, with any other assault rifle you can. That's the only drawback about that. So I feel like every gun in this game is balanced because of the fact that it's strong in certain situations, and in other situations it's not strong, and other guns have that better advantage in other situations. And I feel a lot of what Treyarch has been doing is just really focused on the balance of these guns, which the Gorgon, I will admit, a 2-shot LMG, that was at the start of the game very overpowered. I've never used it. I only use it when I'm playing gun game, and that's gun game, you only get like 1 kill per weapon. But I don't know if I never really use it enough to say like, whoa, that gun is really overpowered. But I've been hearing from the community that that gun is really powerful, and it's overpowered. And it did get a nerf, I believe at the start of last week. So that's a really good thing, that Treyarch is already patching guns and listening to the community. And right now I just feel in general everything's really balanced. Like every gun has their pros and cons. The M87 is definitely top tier. The Man of War is definitely top tier. I feel the ICR, a lot of people feel like it doesn't have enough damage and it's kind of weak in the fire rate, but the accuracy, if you're really on point and you're a really on point shooter, you can really decimate with that gun across the map, any range, because of the recoil is only horizontal and a little vertical. It's one of those very easy assault rifles to use, as well as the HVK-30. That gun is very good with the 720 rounds per minute for assault rifle. That's good, but it's not like really outstandingly amazing compared to the SMGs where the Vesper has like 1,010 rounds per minute. But that's the submachine gun. We're talking about assault rifles and in general, and I feel they're really good this time around. But I feel they're good at range. Some of them are really good up close, depending on your playstyle. So that's that. And the XR2, which is the strongest assault rifle in its class. It does around, I believe, 40 damage up close and 30 damage at any other range. And it's weird that it doesn't have a lower damage percentage. And that's the weird thing about this gun, because if you put a long barrel on it, its one burst can work sometimes, and then sometimes it really doesn't. But I like this XR2 because it reminds me kind of the MBBS from Call of Duty Ghosts. I think it was the only burst rifle in Call of Duty Ghosts, and it was really strong. The fire rate was alright. It was kind of decent. And that's what this gun feels like to me, where it's like it takes sometimes it's one burst, sometimes it's two bursts, slow fire rate, but it's really dangerous and nasty. So that's what I really like about this gun in particular. But every gun I've tried out with the assault rifle, except for the Shiva, I haven't tried that out yet, which I hopefully am. I've just been really liking the M87, Man of War, XR2, HVK30, like every gun I've tried out with submachine guns. I really like the BRM, the Dingo, all these guns really good. And I've actually tried out today the Elcar pistol. It's a fully auto machine pistol gun, which is, so far, it really is good. I think it's a 4-shot kill or 5. But its fire rate is really good. And I've tried out the RK5, and the recoil is a little too high for me. I can't really manage that recoil, and that's just me. And in general, I haven't spent enough time with all the guns in the game, so I'm very general about what the assault rifles and the submachine guns. I haven't had enough time to really say which one is the best, which one is the best in its class. Just of the use of time I've been using these guns, and what I feel are really good. For the submachine guns, again, the Razorback, I rated number 1. The Vesper, I rated number 2. VMP, I rated number 3. And then, Kuda, then the Pharaoh, which I mean, I haven't had enough time to try the Pharaoh, so that's what I'm saying. I can't really say which is the best, which is the worst. I haven't had enough time, which I've been playing more in particular assault rifles, because majority of the time I'm playing on maps that are more medium size, bigger size. So that's how I feel about the time to kill, and it really depends on the weapon itself. But time to kill in the game is fairly on the better side, I feel. It's just in the middle. It's not too bad. It's not, you die super quick. It's not, I mean unless someone's using the Vesper against you, yeah, you're practically done. But I feel the time to kill is really good, and that you can turn on people, but it does require skill. It's not just you turn around and then bam. But I mean, I do have those moments where I'm shooting at somebody and they just turn around practically and they shoot me. That gets really annoying sometimes. But I mean, it does require skill, so I don't, it's just that factor of sometimes you get first shot and then that person turns around and kills you. It's, it's Call of Duty logic, right? You get first shot and then, you end up dying. That makes perfect sense, but it's Call of Duty, what can you do? But I'm really having a lot of fun with this game. So I, recommend trying out every gun, trying out different play styles. Every gun requires you to try out different play styles. And the fun thing about it, and switching it up. So I'm coming towards the end of the video. So guys, thank you so much for listening to this commentary. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys like it and you stick around to subscribe. If you're new to the video, subscribe. And I will see you next time. Have a blessed day.